I don't want
Yeah,
to say, oh yeah, yeah, they'll be doing dog tags with ice creams, yeah, and then everyone will be like, where's my egg?
exactly. You get 5 dog
Like, yeah.
tags, you can trade it in for ice cream. It's great. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, I have a really interesting video for you. This last week, I got to interview Adam Scratticus Cleaver, one of the Yager developers, about their upcoming title, The Cycle Frontier. It was a really fun interview, and I had a great time talking to Adam, and I think that you'll really enjoy it. There's a lot of cool information there. It wasn't as nitty-gritty into the development as maybe interviewing somebody else would have been, but I think it was really cool to see the plans that Yager has to support streamers and content creators playing their game to make it fun to stream and fun to watch. So I hope you enjoy the interview. First, could you kind of just introduce yourself? You've been at Yager for a bit now. You're the influencer marketing manager over there. Um, I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, hi. Jordan's done a fantastic job of introducing my name and title. I am Adam. I often interchangeably go by Scratticus. Before I was at Yager, I was on Twitch for a little while, and I used to go by Scratticus there. So you can probably still find some old Scratticus Academy stuff over on YouTube. It was all D&D stuff. I've been with Yager now since February. Moved to Germany in March, April time, pretty much just as the ink was drying on the Brexit agreement. I got on a plane, and no regrets at all. I'm loving the role here. I've been excited to be able to contribute to this amazing project that is the Cycle Frontier. Um,
Very
so
cool.
yeah, that's the quick and dirty. I mean, I can talk about my childhood a bit, but I think we probably want to stick to the more
I don't think we'll go
relevant.
back that far, but
Yeah.
maybe another time. But anyways, yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of curious about what would be your like favorite thing that you've done. I guess as the influencer marketing manager at Yager.
That's a great question, and one that I'd love to answer honestly, but I can't. So
Okay.
I'm going to, because I'm not allowed to talk about it yet. Okay,
Yes,
we've
this
still
is
got
fair.
NDAs in place for a reason. My favorite project, I'm not allowed to talk about yet. So I'm just taking that straight off the table. Don't get too
Second,
excited, chat. You're not getting
second.
too much juice out of me. I got NDAs to think about. But I love. So my main things, I suppose, are the three facets of my role. Or the big facets include looking after our content creators. I spend a lot of time in meetings with content creators like Jordan and other streamers and YouTubers, and I haven't had any like any wiki people come and talk to me or anything like that yet. I'll be excited when they do. I also work with the development team to make sure that we're thinking about streamers in our development, not just with specific features, but also as we develop things with streaming and viewing in mind, as well as in the players. I should make that clear. So that's just my focus. We have other people who focus on making sure that the players are enjoying themselves, and other people ensuring all sorts of other people are enjoying themselves. My main focus is to make sure that streamers and viewers will enjoy the game.
Heck yeah.
Um,
Honestly, I think that's a
yeah,
super important thing. Is the game fun to watch? Because if a game's not fun to watch, then I think the longevity of the game cycle, the game creation cycle, really gets shortened there. But I think that's a perfect segue into what was the most recent opportunity to see this game being played, which was the closed beta one,
oh
which
my,
honestly was a bit crazy. I just a little backstory about me for those of you that don't know. I have been playing the cycle since it was the old cycle. I guess now for I don't know how many months, but for a little while. And when I heard tell of this new version being made and that it was kind of similar to some of the other games that I really enjoy, I was like, tell me more. And so I've actually been working pretty closely with a lot of the developers, giving my feedback and everything like that, and making the game what it is today, which has been a phenomenal opportunity because I had never really had the opportunity to get to, I don't know, hold something that new and that flexible, because it's still changing so much, and it was just really cool. And so once closed beta one hit, day one I was streaming it, and then it was only a couple of weeks later that I think it was, I guess Summit may have been the first large streamer to play it, and
um,
then after that, just all hell broke loose, and
Summit was definitely a tipping point. So
Yeah.
we we went into the closed beta super cautious. Okay. I know other developers have said this as well. We were sort of like looking at the statistics, looking at like the retention data and the survey feedbacks, and trying to figure out how much people enjoyed it, which is always a bit of a window when you're looking at a small group, right? But it seemed to be going down well, so we decided to lift the NDA after the first week. And I was talking with a bunch of streamers like yourself, and little did I know that one of the streamers I was speaking to, Greifenberg, would get a front page slot near the time where he was streaming the cycle. He's a
Oh.
German streamer, if you're not familiar with that sector of Twitch. So he was one of, I would say, like that was like one of the big like 3K exposures, and then yeah, like you say, Snow Summit picked it up, and it just snowballed from there, and my DMs blew up so much,
I
like um,
I
it
can't
was
even
amazing.
imagine. I mean, I do social media for Amplitude Studios, which is a French game developer company here in Paris, and we make strategy games. Our latest was Humankind, and it's I mean it's a lot of work to take care of all of the different socials. I can't even imagine dealing with a horde of players who are hungry to get their hands on it. I mean, honestly,
Oh,
the whole Tarkov community really kind of just leapt over and was like, "This is the game that we would like to play," among others from other games as well. But it was just amazing, and overnight, my YouTube videos were suddenly getting like thousands of views, and I was just like, "All right, like this is cool." And
mm,
so yeah, it was just a really good experience. I had so much fun playing with friends, and from compared to like the alpha tests and the internal tests and things that we've done, uh you didn't see that many people on the map, and so it was a really unique experience to see these maps to capacity, huge team fights happening. You can hear bullets flying and you're like, I'm headed that way. Well, that's how I like to play, but
yeah, yeah.
so
It was, and it was 100% a surprise. Like, well, I wouldn't say 100%. There was like 2% of me that was thinking, are we ready if this goes viral? Like there's always that hope, right? That it will
yeah.
go viral. And so, like, for example, one of the reasons that my DMs were blowing up quite so much is we didn't have we used some platforms, but we didn't really have a good way of delivering access keys to people. And that's one of the reasons that my DMs were so full. I think I had 1,000 DMs in 1 week at one point,
Wow.
just manually giving out keys. We gave away around 500,000 keys in the first closed beta test,
Holy crap.
um,
I wasn't sure what
which
the
is
exact number was, but that's
it
crazy.
was a
Half a
lot.
million?
It was a lot. Yeah.
Ooh, sheesh.
And yeah, we're looking to give away even more next time. So
Yeah. I mean, I think the community, and when I say the community, I mean the newcomers, I guess, who aren't already familiar with Jaeger's kind of modus operandum, your way of acting with the community. We're just kind of impressed by the clarity, the transparency of you, the devs, and everything about what your plans are. If there were problems such as the servers or anything like that, there were clear expectations, and I think people really appreciate the honesty of, hey, we have a problem right now. We don't know when it's going to be fixed, so we're going to take down the servers and work on it. Like,
mm,
you can't put a band-aid on something if you need to fix it. And so I just think that was super cool and refreshing, and I really think that people got a glimpse, at least during that closed beta, of what a full launch could look like. So super excited. I think
yeah.
that there are probably people out there, whether they be content creators or people that are really excited about it, that are probably wondering how they could get involved in either helping in the next closed beta or at the launch, whether they want to stream the game or anything like that. How can people get involved in the Cycle Frontier?
Well, that's a good question. And I guess the main thing at the moment is just kind of getting on my radar. I'm doing things still quite manually. Um, I have a big old spreadsheet full of names and that are interested and where I think they would fit into our plans and stuff like that. But as we move towards the next test, one of the key things that I'm working on is like some sort of content creator support program,
Hmm.
and there will be a sign up for that at the minimum by the time we get to the next test.
Very cool.
So we're at the moment it's just little old me, but we're looking at making that a little bit more, maybe not automated, maybe that's not the right word, but a little bit more easier
Streamlined.
to streamlined. That's a great word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
a
work
little
in
more efficient.
marketing.
Yeah, yeah, that's
That's
a great word.
awesome.
We love.
Very cool. Yeah. If anybody didn't get an opportunity, didn't get a key, or didn't get put into the access for the last closed beta, is there anything that they should be doing to get into the next one?
At the moment, it's just a waiting game. At the moment, it's just a waiting game. I think you can request access on Steam. I'm not sure how that will go down. I'm not sure if I don't know what happened a lot in the closed beta, obviously, which we said quite openly was the best place to get keys was through content creators chats doing giveaways, purely because it was the easiest way for us to kind of gate the entry. It was a lot more popular than we were really looking for. So it was always this constant balancing act of trying to make sure that we had enough players, but not so many that we broke everything.
Yeah.
Um, but we're coming into the next one with that in mind. We will be developing things to make that less of a problem. I'm not 100% sure what that looks like. I'm
Sure.
not on those teams, but I know that they are looking at things to try and make that a little easier. And but still, I think one of the big places that one of my main focuses is I want to make sure that we're giving creators benefits, YouTubers, streamers.
Yeah.
So there will still be a way to get the best way to get keys will still be through your favorite content creators.
Yeah. I mean, it was super awesome seeing a lot of new people in the stream, people that were excited about the game, and me as somebody who's put, hundreds of hours into it already, an opportunity to share some of my experience and some of my tips and things like that with other people. And my favorite part about streaming is really getting to know the people. And I think that was one of the really big strengths of the old cycle was the community. When I started streaming it, I had no idea about the game. I heard somebody was like, "Hey, like download it or whatever," but I immediately got embraced by various members of the community. There's too many to even start naming them because I don't want to miss anybody. But people really just took care of each other, and so I think that getting to know who kind of the new people in the community are going to be is a super awesome opportunity. So I'm really happy that Yager wants to prioritize helping out content creators, because I think that if we look at games, similar games like Hunt Showdown and Tarkov and things like that, um, if there are passionate content creators that are producing content and are excited about the game, the community thrives. The community continues to grow and to live, and that's what keeps a game alive. That's what I mean, companies want to grow with them, and obviously updates and I in other interviews, there's been a lot of other interviews this week, and I don't want to rehash everything that they talked about, but there'll be wipes and there'll be new content every wipe, which is super exciting. That
Mhm.
we'll see new features, new modes, maybe whatever, and that's kind of something exciting to see. As a content creator, you have to think about your future, right, and know kind of that there's going to be something for you down the line. So
So,
super cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's really 100% what I'm all about here, and making sure that we've got not only good relationships with streamers and content creators in general, but like making sure that we're keeping up those considerations for content to make sure that the streams can keep popping and we can keep on keeping people interested in viewing the game and building people up. Like that's one of the big things that I'm kind of passionate about is helping like small to medium sized content creators grow. It
Yeah.
was actually one of the things that I kind of used to do a little bit when I was working in the role play sector. I used to do some consulting on the side, and really helping people get from A to B is something that I'm majorly passionate about. Because not only the way I see it, it's twofold. First of all, we could build our own versions of these Titan streamers, that grew with the cycle. Um, but if the game is beneficial to a small to medium sized streamer, perhaps someone who's thinking about going full time, someone who's just starting streaming and thinking that they'd like to do more of it, helping them grow, making the game appealing and worthwhile for them to play will in turn make it worthwhile for a broader audience of streamers to play, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I get that actually. I mean, I think when you think about growing, especially on just on Twitch, if you only are streaming, it's pretty difficult, and obviously, there's a lot of strategies to grow. But I think that even just having that partnership with the developers and knowing that they're going to be trying to help you grow, as because it's a relationship, right? Like I think a lot of times as streamers, we almost don't value ourselves, if that makes sense. We almost think I will do
Don't value your
anything.
time, right?
Sorry, what was that?
Like, certainly don't value your time. I remember like putting in 100-hour weeks or something and then doing the math afterwards and being like, oh, I paid myself $2 an hour this month.
Yeah.
GG.
And no, you're 100% right. I mean, if you think about these people that are streaming 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, or more, and what are you getting for that? But like I'm saying, as streamers, we almost accept these kind of raw deals, whether
Mm,
it be from Twitch, who takes like half of the subscription money or whatever, and like, there's these so many things that we kind of, our job's not a real job yet, but the more and more that I work, especially at Amplitude, I realize that our content creators are some of our most precious resources. And how people find out about games nowadays isn't by reading articles on the web. Like maybe some people do, but a lot of people figure out about new games through streams. They have that friend who's always watching streams, who's figuring out the new games and what's people are excited about. And so, like if the vibe on Twitch is good, if people on Twitch are like, yeah, we like that, or whatever you're streaming, if you stream on YouTube or whatever,
mhm.
that's huge. That's
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
brand awareness. That's motivation because you see other people playing it. You're not gonna. And I mean, obviously, the Cycle Frontier doesn't have wait times anyways, but which is a
Well, I
beautiful
mean,
thing.
I've had some content creators almost complaining about that, because they're like, "There's literally no waiting time in this game at all. When do I communicate with chat?" You
Uh,
know,
by
like,
controlling
like I,
yourself, control
yeah, they're
yourself
like
and don't
literally
hit
like,
the button.
"Don't,
Don't go
don't
down to the
text me
planet.
just yet, not just yet. We'll talk to chat just a little bit. Hey, chat, how you doing? Okay, let's drop."
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, no, it's true though. Like I honestly found myself being like, "Oh shoot, like I clicked ready again, but I am not ready. I need to say things. I need to answer people's messages or whatever." But I think it's cool that you have the control over that, right? It's not a,
mm,
well, now I have to find something to talk about for 6 minutes. Not that finding something to talk about is an issue, but it's like you're forced to sit there and talk when you could be playing again. And so I
mhm,
think that that's something that everybody's really excited about. Okay, so you have a new show going on that's going to be being
true.
released
I should
soon.
plug the show. That is true.
Yes. Let's talk about
You
the
know,
show.
y normally I would say soon TM. Normally I would, right? That's like the whole meme. We say that all the time. It'll be ready soon. But no, it's gonna be ready really soon. In fact, we're looking at airing our first show next week.
Okay.
This is a show that I've put together.
Next
Um,
Friday it was, I think you said.
Next Friday,
Next Friday.
uh, close to this time actually, in about what are we at? It'll be at 6 p.m. CET. I think we're approaching 5 o'clock now, right?
Yeah, it's almost 5.
So yeah, so in an hour's time next Friday, we'll be looking at running our first show. And essentially, what we've done is we have spoken to a lot, a lot of people who streamed our game in the first closed beta, and we've gathered some clips, just some clips. I think and I hope that everyone knows what I mean when I say we're going to sort of be putting together a show a little bit similar to the format of like home video shows, right? Like I
Oh,
in the UK we had You've Been Framed for years, might even still be running.
Okay.
I think in America the equivalent would be kind of like America's Funniest Home Videos or
Yeah.
America's Funniest Animals or something like that.
AFV,
We're looking
America's Funniest Home Videos. Heck yeah.
Is that okay? Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking at putting together a show like that, but with Twitch clips. And after we've aired the pilot episode, and I've put out some of the first clips, we're going to be opening it up, and I'll be inviting even more DMs as I invite people to send me their clips,
Heck
send
yeah.
me their best clips, and yeah, we'll be making a show out of it. I want to make it a mini series between the beta tests. If it's good, if we like it, maybe I'll continue it on through the seasons.
All right. Well, at that point in the interview, we basically kind of trailed off and started answering on some questions that the stream had, and there wasn't any more like concrete updates that we really talked about. So if you're interested on seeing the rest of the interview, definitely go check it out. It's saved as a highlight on my Twitch channel. I'll put a link down in the description to my Twitch channel so you can go check that out. I want to give a huge shout out to Yager for giving small content creators like me an opportunity to interview and interact with the developers on this really exciting game. I'm super excited to keep on making content about the Cycle Frontier, and I hope that you'll continue enjoying the content that I'm making. Please leave a comment letting me know what your favorite part of the interview was. I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Peace out.